Hey, what's going on, guys? It's that guy Mitch here, and we're back for another video. So, if you're like me and you purchased a JL, but you got the halogen headlights, they probably look something like this. Barely light up in the day, and don't have great visibility. So, we're gonna go ahead and fix that by installing some cheap alternative LED headlights that I picked up from Amazon. So, let's go ahead and get on with that install. Alright, so like I said, if you purchased your halogen headlights, from the factory or however you did it, you're probably not satisfied with the result that you're getting. So that is why I'm going to show you guys how to install this right here. So I call this the Amazon Special because it is not that expensive. This right here is a 9-inch LED halo ring. So the halo will have the daytime running light feature. It is a super easy install, and I'll show you guys how to do it. So I'll leave all the links in the description below for all the items I used and for this specific light, and I'll show you guys how it looks afterwards at night. So let's get to it. Alright, now the first part of this install is actually very easy, and that involves removing your front grille. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a pry tool. This is actually a trim removal tool. You can pick one of these up at your local AutoZone. So all you do is you pull up the first tab like so, and then you just kind of put the tool underneath, and these little push tabs come right out. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one right here. And do the same thing, pull it out, and we'll just go all the way across. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on this side that you're going to want to remove. Once you have removed all of the little push pins, what you're going to do is you're just going to grab the grill, usually from the corners. So I like to grab this corner right where the headlight housing is and just tug on it, and you'll see it'll become loose. And then you're just going to kind of put your hand inside the headlight area and just kind of give it a tug, and you'll start feeling it give, and you're just kind of pull it out the entire way. So you can see it has come out now, and then you're just going to grab it from the bottom, and it should pop right out. Alright, so now we are at our headlight housing. Now removing the headlight housing is just as easy. So you're going to see here we're going to have 3 10mm nuts. So here's 1, 2, and 3 right here. Just remove those. I'm going to use an electric ratchet or my impact, and we're just going to take those out. So here I have my electric impact. Now I do have a pretty long extension. That's just so it's easier to do. Took one. Somebody was speeding. Alright, so once we take those out, you're just going to want to put those to the side, and your whole headlight should just come right out. You can see, and what you're going to do is on the back side, you're going to go ahead, take this clip, and disconnect. Repeat that process on the opposite side. It'll be the exact same thing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to find the headlight that corresponds to the right side. So I know that this one is going to go for the driver's side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and this is a plug and play kit. So you can see here we have the same plug. Now this red wire, this is going to be for our daytime running light. So let me show you guys how to install that correctly. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to wire this red wire with the included white wire that came in the kit. So there are many ways to do this, but for most of us, I don't have my soldering iron with me right now. So we're just gonna grab these 2 leads and we're gonna twist them, and then I'm gonna heat shrink them. So I have a tube right here, some shrink wrap or heat shrink. Gonna go ahead and slide this on there. Take my 2 leads, just kind of gonna give them a good twist, making sure that they are fully connected. Okay, I know that these are well connected. Gonna take the heat shrink, slide that over, and let's apply some heat. Now unfortunately all I have is a torch, so we're gonna We're going to try and do this nice and easy. Gonna lower the amount of heat coming out of here. Alright, so we got the heat coming out, and just gonna give it a nice gentle. Alright, and I'm happy with that connection right there. Looks really solid. So this is an easy alternative to soldering, considering not all of us will have a soldering iron with us, and that looks very clean. So let's go ahead and actually put this in here, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Now, in order to install this back into our Jeep, we're going to use the included screws that it came with. So the included hardware that it comes with are going to be screws that look like this. Go ahead and slide on your washer. And then you're also going to have these 3 springs. These are going to allow you to adjust your headlight. So let's go ahead and install this. We want to take that long wire that we just hooked up, and we're going to kind of just toss it on the underneath the frame right here. And that's just going to be so we can put it to the other side, and I'll show you guys what to do there. So we're going to take our connector right here and connect it to the factory headlight connector. Make sure you just line those up correctly. Should hear it click. And just like that, lines up perfectly. So, since we know it lines up, hang it on for a second, we are going to take our screw and our spring, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the spring in just like that. So the spring is on the back side. I'm going to go ahead and screw it in this corner first. Just hand tight everything for right now. Alright, so that looks good. And then I'm going to take my other 2. Now, if you look closely right here, there is a hole. Now your factory headlight housing has a hole as well, where there's a little tab where you're going to insert that as a guideline. So make sure you do that when you are putting these in. Make sure you don't forget to put your spring. Like I said, you just want to hand tighten everything for right now, and then after we will use our 5mm Allen key in order to tighten this up. So alright, so these are hand tightened right now. So you just want to leave these loose because we are going to have to adjust these before we tighten anything else up. So like I said, you have this wire over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck it underneath this and run it across, and then we'll zip tie it after. Now fortunately, this is very easy to do, as there is nothing holding it together, and this way this actually will tuck the wire out of the way so that you don't have it really get hot or interfere with anything. Alright, so you can see here we have all this empty space, and I have my white wire here. Again, it's just stripped here, and we're going to go ahead and use that to attach to our new headlight. So again, this part is fairly easy. This one's just going to bolt right up. But before we do this, we need to make the daytime running light connection. Now, in order to do this, what we are going to do is we are going to take the lead that is connected to the driver's side headlight daytime running light, and we are going to take the second spare white wire that the kit came with, the headlight came with, and what we're going to do is actually we're going to attach that to this red wire. So you're going to have 3 wires attached together, and it is very, very easy to do. So again, for this one, I'm going to use a little bit bigger piece of the heat shrink. So we're just going to splice all 3 of these together. Take my black tubing, slide those in, and we're going to take this 3rd one right here, and we're just going to make this a trifecta of wires. Twist those, make it nice and tight so that everything is making a solid connection, and we're going to go ahead and heat shrink this. Alright, so I like the way this looks. Go ahead and turn the saw. Okay, it's cool to the touch. Connection looks solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Alright, and we can go ahead, take these wires, and I'll show you what I'm about to do. So these are very easy to install. What we're gonna do, same thing, put these right there, don't fall. We're gonna take our spring, this will go on the back side, and then we will just go ahead, mark that up, and hand tighten this one in just to kind of give us a little bit more space to work with. All right, so here comes the next part of the install. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap into the fuse box, and we are going to tap into, so we're going to go ahead and tap into fuse F46, which is going to be this one right here. Hopefully you guys can see that on camera. Now that fuse is the Auto HDLP. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the factory little tool here, and we're going to go ahead and pull that little guy out, little red guy, and I'm going to use one of these. So this is actually a fuse tap, very easy to use, very easy to install. As you can see, I have already a 10 amp fuse in here. We're going to go ahead and install the other one as well, just like that. So now we have our two 10 amp fuses in there. One is going to be for the actual fuse box, and then the other one is going to be for our headlights. So we're going to reinstall that back into its original location. Actually, before we do that, let's just make it easy. Alright, so personally, I hate that little crimp thing that comes with these, so I went ahead and just cut it right off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and strip some of this off, and we are just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, we exposed it. We are going to twist these together and use some heat shrink and go ahead and get these nice and fused together. Alright, so we have a clean connection here, and now let's go ahead and reinsert this right back into the original location. Give it a nice push, make sure it's making that solid connection. So on your fuse box panel, make sure that you route this wire in a way that it is not going to interfere with it closing. So generally the way it works is you go ahead and just run this towards the outside, and there should be a little slot where it's not going to interfere. So you can see here on the box there is this little opening right here, and that is kind of where we are going to line it up. Everything is nice and solid, so let's go ahead and clean this wire up. We're just going to throw it on the back side like that. Alright, so the last thing to do is going to be adjusting these headlights. So the easiest way to adjust your headlights is going to be find a wall or something like this. So I know exactly where this light should be, just because I know exactly where the factory headlight was shining on this. Now it's going to be very difficult to see, especially during the day, but I can see it. I don't know if it picks up on camera as much. So I'm going to go ahead and take a 5mm Allen key and adjust these. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the grill back on, but I'm not going to put all of the fasteners in. I'm just going to mount it up just for the time being, and once the sun goes down, I'll come back out and we'll readjust. So let me show you guys what the daytime running lights look like during the day. Alright, so this is what the car actually looks like with the daytime running lights on. So you can see they're in the shape of a cross. Really, really nice looking. I definitely enjoy them. I like the way they look. They don't look like the factory option, so your Jeep will definitely stand out. Like I said, we're going to come back out here at night and we're going to adjust these to a better level, and I'll show you guys how exactly I do that, and I'll go ahead and show you guys right now what the headlights look like during the day. Alright, so this is what they kind of look like during the day. Now, of course, it's very difficult to capture on camera what I'm seeing, but it looks really nice. You can see the halo light is still on and the headlight is on. So let me go ahead and show you what the high beams look like. Alright, so with the high beams on, you can see all of the lights are illuminated. It is extremely bright even during the day, but I'll show you guys a better look at night, and I think you guys will be able to see how well these lights perform, and I'm sure you guys will all be very excited to purchase your own set, because I know I am very happy with this purchase already. So stay tuned. Alright, so as you guys saw in the video clips, the lights at night look really good. I like the color. It's not a blue color. Maybe it shows that way on camera, but it's really just a clear white color that illuminates a lot of the road, and just overall a really good light. So the links will be in the description below if you want to check out the light. Again, I bought it on Amazon, so it's the Amazon special. And if you guys have any questions about it, feel free to ask. And again, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys, and until next time.